Okay.
Wow. Tardy.
Tardy? How
Oh,
did you
people
know we
already
were
in
doing
here.
this?
Yeah.
Took us about 3 damn hours to take the freaking thumbnail. That's why we're late. Hi.
Did we announce it anywhere?
I don't think so. I don't know what's happening.
Hello, people.
How are there already 17 of you here? Okay, I gotta get this link quick to
How did
put
you
on
know that we were
Instagram.
live streaming already? That's exciting. We are in Portland currently.
Oh my god, hi. I'm just gonna take this link of this video and put it in Instagram real quick.
Hello from St. Louis. I love the arch. Someone recently said that St. Louis has some really good museums. I didn't
Really?
know that. Yeah.
Have you been to St. Louis?
I've been to St. Louis growing up a bunch, but not in the last 10 years though.
I think I was only there for soccer tournaments when I was a kid and then to visit my friend Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Just finished your video with Raw Beauty Christie. Yeah, we wanted to talk about that. That was super fun.
She is a doll.
Yeah, she's hilarious. And Zach is so cool.
Okay, got it. On Instagram.
The City Museum and all the museums are free here. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Hey, from North Dakota.
Hello, North Dakota.
I don't
Portland here. Us too.
Hi from Portland. Cool. The Pacific Northwest has been really fun. This is
Yeah.
a cool place.
And the weather's perfect. We just realized not too long ago that we were here exactly, 4 years ago? Looking at tiny houses.
2015 after the Knicks Face
Raw
Awards.
Beauty Christie's here.
Hey,
Aww.
Christie!
I'm gonna pull up chat so that I can keep caught up.
I hope that the audio is fine. It always seems that it's a little quiet in these videos versus my regular videos, so turn up your volume if it's too quiet. Cheers from Nebraska. That's where I was born. Baron was born in Kansas. Right?
Yes.
Not Missouri?
Well, Kansas City, Missouri.
So Missouri.
So Missouri, I think.
Is that an ad on the
Yes.
live stream?
Yes.
I didn't put an ad on.
Well, YouTube did.
Pacific Northwest, I'm really, really curious to see what it's going to be like in the winter. My sister lives here now, and I wonder if she'll be able to hang.
The World of Warcraft ad.
Oh, God. Why? Why do we have a World of
Why
Warcraft
would I get a
ad?
World of Warcraft ad? I don't understand. It's weird.
Did you use ASMR audio in your last video project? It sounded very interesting.
What exactly does that mean? Like anytime you use, like...
Audio, sound. I don't know what it stands for. I like ASMR cooking videos. It's not really been super intentional that I copy that style. It's just what I've felt like doing lately. I'll go back to like talking and stuff soon.
Yeah, last time you were editing that video, you asked if you should do a voiceover or just the titles. I think the titles and just natural sound has been pretty cool though.
The titles help me get the videos done quicker. It's easier for me to not then go into another room and film a voiceover and then edit that in. The titles are just easier and they're really clean, and I think they're fun. But hopefully they haven't been too sleepy lately, the videos. Christy says, I like the quiet, nice vibe. I think it's really cool and different. Speaks without anything needing to be said. Thanks, Christy.
I agree.
You just uploaded a video. Christy filmed in 24p FPS. We've talked a lot about that. That's what I remember. I switched to shooting in 24 frames per second when I got this Canon about a year ago, and it's made a big difference in my videos.
ASMR is autonomous sensory meridian response, or the head tingles. Wow, I didn't know that.
I wonder if my videos give anybody head tingles.
I don't know.
I don't think I
like
can
that barbershop thing from back in the day.
I don't think my videos actually qualify as ASMR. I love ASMR videos though. Cooking, baking videos is my jam.
Hi from Chicago. Chicago's another cool city.
I found you guys about 2 weeks ago through Christy, and I've been binging ever since. Thank you. We had so much fun with Christy. She is like she is on her videos in real life. Cold
100%.
North, DKK, $17. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cold North.
Thanks for your amazing videos.
Oh. Yeah, we had met Christie when?
I
Back in
met
the
her
Face Awards.
before the Face
Can I
Awards.
kill this?
Sure. We were both. It was before I think we were even planning on entering. We did a collab video, makeup video a long time ago. I wonder how many people remember my makeup, body paint stuff. But Christy and I did a collab, and I made it into the Face Awards that year, and she didn't. And I felt so bad that Christy, I sent you some of my NYX products. Do you remember? Because we got boxes on boxes. Then the next year, Christy made it in. She came to...
Oh, burn, she says.
What?
That you made it in and she didn't.
Well, I mean, truth, honey.
Christy made it in the next year.
She made it in the next year. Then I went to see her the next year. So that's cool.
Truth, honey.
But we haven't seen each other since. And then they came to visit us at the Scamp, which was really unreal.
Yeah,
From
was
our
awesome.
makeup background together, then camping together is not something I ever would have expected 5 years ago when we first met.
And I had never met Zach, and he and I hit it off, and we were just like instant best friends.
Oh my gosh, you two are so similar.
Yeah, it's weird.
It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So Christy and I hung out while they hung out and played video games because we went and stayed at their house. And
We want
that was
to
a
play,
blast.
all of us play Don't Starve together sometime with whoever wants to play with us. I think that'd be hilarious.
How late did the four of us stay playing that? Like 1 a.m.? You
Like,
guys even
past
later?
That, yeah, we were up to like 2:30.
That was really fun. My favorite part of that game, if any of you know that game, is to just collect grass and stuff.
Or beefalo fur.
Yeah, shave the beefalos. Your Mandarin mermaid look, yes. That's what that was. FYI, we're on my iPad, so the comments go really quickly and then disappear. So if I'm not answering a question of yours, just ask it again. We've got Miss Mary Lou here again as my badass mod.
Whenever we
Every
get
time.
done here, should I say that or no?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say that?
Like, go for it. I was just gonna mention Mary.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Whenever we get done here, Miss Mary Lou is live streaming.
She is reading The Wizard of Oz and singing on her uke. Miss Mary Lou is the best.
Yeah.
Girl, you the best. So right after this, go check out her live stream.
Saying hello from Southern Oregon. Cool. We might be in Oregon for a while. Seems like lots of camping and cool things to do out here. And when you're on the trail, I will be Oregon.
Oh yeah, the main title is I'm leaving for the Appalachian Trail. So that's gonna be cool. I'm hiking with my best friend and her mother for only 4 days, but I've never ever done a through hike. Or this isn't. Did we decide what a through hike is called, or what that
I feel like
is?
a through hike is when you're hiking
The
like
full trail.
yeah, and that's
This is not that.
yeah.
We're gonna be hiking somewhere in the Smokies. I don't exactly know where. I'm just kind of going. And they've done this before. They did the section before this, so they're kind of figuring out all the plans, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. So Baron's gonna be solo. Don't know where you'll go yet. Huh?
I don't. Probably somewhere near Portland, because Elsa's gonna fly back into Portland in a week after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited though.
Me too. I've been watching so many YouTube videos on how to be a backpacker, and I think I have everything down. I've got Raynaud's, so my fingers and toes really quickly will go numb. They'll just turn white and go numb. And last night I said to Baron, "Hey, I found these neoprene socks. Should I buy them?" And they're just like wetsuit socks that I was gonna wear because I'm hiking in my chacos. But I was ready to pull the trigger, and he said that was a stupid idea.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily stupid, but they're more effective when they're actually like wet. So if you were spending a bunch of time in a creek, then that might make
Well,
sense.
my theory is that if it's raining, because I was thinking about putting like shower caps on top of my feet, on top of my chacos. That seems like that would be a bad idea.
What temperature do you guys think it'll be on the Appalachian Trail in a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, and I think the shelters are between 4,000 and 5,000 feet, I think, in the Smoky Mountain National Park. It's hard to find the weather for coordinates. I haven't found an app where I can stick in a coordinate and have it give me the weather.
40s at night, 70s in the day.
Oh, that's nice. That's perfect.
Maybe 30s.
If it's in the 30s, I will just put all my clothes on.
Yeah.
So I'm making a big video about all of this, but I'm doing everything I think a little bit wrong. I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be sleeping with my rumple instead of a sleeping bag, and I'm gonna clip it together and turn it into a sleeping bag. I do have a sleeping pad like normal, but I don't know if this is gonna be awful or if it's gonna be just a super fun adventure with my gear.
I think you should do a pre-video, like before you head out, kind of however you are getting ready and all that.
Yeah, I wonder if that would be interesting.
Would that be interesting? Even if it's not like, hey, I'm a pro thru hiker, it's more of like, hey, I'm figuring this out and here's the gear that I'm taking and stuff.
Before I left for Guatemala, I filmed what I have in my backpack, what I have in my gear. That was interesting because I had my laptop and camera gear and I was traveling around for a few weeks.
Why didn't you post that?
I never edited it because I didn't think people would care.
I think people are fascinated by that. I don't think, like, maybe your audience wouldn't love it at first, but over time I think the whole internet would be interested.
Maybe. Like a perennial seller type thing. Maybe just random people looking for backpacking info from a noob is what everybody's looking for all the time. My friend did the trail in North Carolina 2 years ago and absolutely loved it. Don't overpack. He mailed half of his stuff back in the first week.
I bet. I feel like that's typical.
Yeah. I think I do have a slight leg up in living in the Scamp. I think I'll be a good person to have with these women who have gone before, and it's only 4 days, but I have experience, I guess, in camping every night in the Scamp, sort of. So I think I'll be not so much of a nuisance. I'll be fine. We'll see. Elsa should do a night out with her gear before she goes to know what's good and what's not so good.
That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
So are you guys doing a 3-person tent or 2 or what's going on?
No, we're going to be doing shelters, but the first shelter we were going to stay at, I guess we can't stay at. So we were thinking we would carry a tent, but I don't know if we want to carry one 3-person tent for just the first night of hiking. Then we'll just be carrying it around with us because we're going to stay in shelters. I don't know. Very interesting.
You're staying in shelters.
Don't do the neoprene socks.
Maybe film what you were bringing and then after you get back what you wish you wouldn't. That's a good point. That would be cool.
Yeah. So on that note, the plan that I'm making for this video is, and I'm already like filming and making this video 2 weeks out before I go. Because what I've noticed in prepping for this is I have hiked, I have camped, so that stuff I'm not really super worried about. I'll be able to rough it and it's fine. But food I've been looking into a lot, and everything that I'm seeing for backpacking meals and even homemade meals, they're all put in so much single-use plastic, and I'm just thinking I want to have healthy food, but I also don't want to be having to carry around a bunch of trash with me, and I don't want to be producing much trash at all. So I bought a few different things. I'm going to make my own squeezy pouches of peanut butter and stuff, and I'll be able to reuse those later. Jeff, $2. Keep up the great work. Love your channel. Thank you, Jeff. So that's going to be, I'm going to be really focusing on kind of the ecological side of this hiking, which I think will be not what most people care to listen to or watch, or like nobody cares about that, I don't think, on the trail. Not nobody, I shouldn't say that.
It's not a major consideration though, which is kind of wild.
So I don't think a lot of people will necessarily be interested, but I think it's important, so I'm making a video all about it. So Christie cares. Thank you, Christie.
Somebody asked
Many
a
of you
minute ago
care.
if we
I
have
appreciate it.
any advice for people just starting like digital nomad life or traveling and that kind of thing. Do you have any?
You go first. I've been talking a lot.
Okay. First thing is rein in your outgoing money, so expenses, rein that down, and then you'll have more money to spend and more money to use on the things that you need. I think that's like a good first step always.
Just nailing down expenses.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Before we did the Scamp, I didn't realize at all how much outgoing money I had in going out with friends or buying food every day. All of that really, truly does add up. And if you're not spending it, you're effectively making it.
Somebody asked what camera you're bringing on the trail.
I'm going to bring the Canon M50
Show them the Peak Designs
mirrorless.
thing.
And, oh, I did it. I got a Peak Designs clip for my pack. This thing, it's not very tight right now, but my camera will be able to sit right here on my pack at all times, so I'll be able to grab it quick and film with it.
It's like a little holster.
It'll be pretty cumbersome and clumsy, I think, to be sitting on my here all the time, but if it's in my pack, I won't use it. And I think this will be something I really want to work hard filming. If
How
I
are you
took,
gonna charge camera batteries?
I'm gonna have 3 camera batteries. I might buy another
Probably
and just
a good
use
idea.
one each day, because I can do that.
BioLite charger. Yeah, so the BioLite battery though won't charge AC. So, and I don't think you can charge the M50 from a micro USB.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
BioLite is supplying us with a bunch of really awesome products. They're gonna send Allie and Stacy a couple headlamps, and we've got some sunlights from them, a couple of Charge 20 battery packs, and solar panels. Though I'm not sure. I realized that we will probably be in shade a lot of the trail, so I don't know if that will be effective to have a panel. But yeah, I'm just thinking batteries for each day.
And then you
conserve
can
them.
supplement with your phone a bunch.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
so
think like getting used to using our phones more often for that kind of stuff would be a good idea.
I just used, what phone does Tucker have?
He's got the new whatever 10S or something.
We both have the iPhone SEs, so they've got the 6S internals, but they're the size of a 5.
You can get these for like under $200 and they still work really well.
Oh my gosh, it's the best.
They shoot in 4K in slow motion and
The camera quality though on his new
Yeah.
iPhone, oh my gosh, I would not get a new camera if
we
you
have
are
the
looking.
Moment app too, or he has the Moment app, and we should get
Is that a paid app?
I don't know. It's, you know, the anamorphic lenses and the different lenses you can clip onto your phone. That's Moment is like the primary brand, and they have their own app that you can. It's like more like a manual settings app. So I think that's part of why the shots were so beautiful on his phone.
Oh,
So
well,
we should download that.
oh my gosh, if I needed another thing, I would get just a new iPhone, not a new camera. That would be the best trail camera, but I'm not going to be doing that this time. The M50 is cool because it's mirrorless, but you can change out the lenses. I'm considering getting another lens, but it's just another thing, and I don't need more things. What we have is great.
Yeah, no battery issues with a mechanical camera. That's a benefit that I hadn't thought about.
The girls that I am hiking with do not have YouTube channels. They are my good friends in Kansas City. Yoga instructor and first responder, her mother. Portraits are great on my 8 Plus. Oh my gosh, portrait mode is so cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Give that 5 years, and no, I believe DSLRs are going to be soon old news.
Compared to phone cameras.
Yeah, don't you think? Even
Yeah.
though, I mean, I think you'll never fully be, well, maybe you will be able to fully replace the capabilities of. Oh, David, $5. We love you guys. Hope we meet up on the road next summer.
Aw,
Oh, thank
thanks,
you,
David.
David.
Send me an email, baronlink@gmail.com, and let me know when you guys are hitting the road and stuff.
But yeah, I think DSLRs maybe.
I think they'll still have their place. Like,
Yes,
their
'cause it's
technology
real-
will continue
yeah,
to progress as
yes,
well.
true.
But then, kind of where we're at now is the viewing medium is kind of maxed out. So it doesn't really matter if you're watching a video on even a TV, like 1080 versus 4K is pretty marginal difference. Like, versus like 720 to 1080 was a pretty serious gain. uh, 480 to 720 was a pretty serious gain, but now at 4K it's like marginal as far as what you can perceive. So I don't know how much longer it's going to keep progressing.
Maybe once the screens, because we have to update all the screens and TVs and
Right.
computers to be able to watch 4K.
Yeah.
I have that argument with myself a lot. Should I start shooting in 4K so that I future-proof my videos? Because now my older videos on my old channel are in 480 and they look like potato quality. But I don't know. It's almost more worth it to stick with 1080 so that I can process the videos easier and export them easier than, because I'd need a new laptop if I was going to be doing 4K.
And we would need bigger cards.
But maybe those files later on will be a lot easier to work with. I mean, as processors and everything get stronger and
They for
more
sure will
powerful
over
and
time.
capable.
But they take up a lot more space too. So
The
then,
processors?
no, the storage of 4K video. So we don't have.
Oh my gosh, but hard drives are becoming, like Christie. What did she have?
She had
a
like a 2 terabyte SSD.
SSD that was this big. What?
The M50 does do 4K, but I think it like crops it in on the sensor, and it like overheats pretty quickly. It doesn't shoot 4K in like a usable manner, but the 60 does.
I heard they're coming out with 8K soon.
Yeah, but for what?
What? Yeah, well, I suppose if 4K, I don't watch in 4K because it takes too long to buffer with our internet out in the woods and stuff. So 8K, I just wouldn't be able to watch.
Oh.
$9.99, are you out of your mind? Haley Pate. Oh, and we got another one. Thank you, Haley. Jackie, $19.99, she's out of her mind.
What'd she say?
Love what you're doing. I know it's not a lot, but hope it helps.
It's plenty. Thank you, Jackie.
Even just comments. We thank you all so much. We love doing live streams. This is fun.
We don't have any ham radios or anything like that. I think that would be a cool thing to have, but I feel like
What's a ham radio?
it's like person-to-person radio communication where you don't need like a intermediary. That would be really cool, but you have to have a license, and it's kind of like a big setup and everything. And with the internet, I think over time, the internet network will continue to spread and continue to get better coverage everywhere. So, I don't know. I feel like that's a more viable option for us. That, or even like a sat phone would be a good backup.
Latest book recommendations? I like that question every time.
Oh, I have one.
I do too.
You want to go first?
You go first.
So, if you guys aren't familiar with the YouTube channel Cold Fusion, you should check him out. The guy is Degogo All Trade. It's Cold Fusion and it's like all the newest emergent tech and it's just an awesome channel. And he produces all of his own music and stuff. But anyway, he just released a new book that like steps through technological progression from like I think it started in like the 1700s or something up to today, and how those different technologies progress where we're going, and it's really good. And that guy's awesome, so check that out.
Mine, I have been listening to on Kindle, AWOL on the Appalachian Trail is a really good non-sugar-coated kind of journal entry log of this dude who hiked the Appalachian Trail. I think he was in his 50s, and kind of just it's not like Wild, where the girl has this huge backstory and it's a really fabulous story, hiking the PCT, but it's very realistic, and it's his real journal entries, so super cool. And you can get the Kindle app, I think, for free for 60 days or something, but you have to cut it off. I was paying for Kindle for a whole year last year and didn't know I had it. Whoops.
That sucks.
Inspiring. He did it at 59. Jeez. Hi, Dad.
Hey.
Sup, kiddos? Can't wait to see you three. My dad and my...
Give Kamp a bath.
Oh, Dad. I have been saying that. How many times have I said that?
A number
We
of
better give
times.
Kamp a bath before
He sees
my
grandma.
mom before my mom gets out here. He just sighed. He said, "No thanks." My parents are all coming out here to the Pacific Northwest. We're going to a soccer game. Can't wait.
Wondering Brady's donated
$4.99. Are you out of your mind? Hi, hugs for Kamp.
We'll grab him in a little bit. He's sleeping right now. Yeah, you said we're going to the soccer game, the Sporting Kansas City game in Portland. That'll be fun.
I'm stoked. We get to sit with the sporting team, of course. Case I'm gonna be wearing my Wizards jersey. Okay, I'm so sorry if we're missing a bunch of questions. They disappear on my iPad really fast, so just ask them again if we miss it and you really want us to answer.
Ooh, that's a good question. Have you thought about voice recording your journal entries for the trip? Journaling, recording your journaling when the camera's off for the trip.
That's a really interesting idea. I am going to be, I'd show you my journal, but the iPad is sitting on it. I'm going to be taking what are those little notes called, notebooks?
Oh,
Little
field
one.
notes?
Yes, because I would love to take my real journal and have that with me to keep everything together, but it's heavy. It's a book. So I'm going to take that, and I am going to be journaling in it like I always do, but would it be... Yeah, I'll think about that and see how I could make an interesting story with my journal entries. Because I have a
That
feeling...
would be really cool, because then you already have a script.
Yeah.
Because you'll be journaling every day.
True, and then I can pair that with the footage. Hopefully I have enough interesting... Oh my gosh, there's no way that this won't be interesting. That's my first trip, using like my own homemade food. Hopefully I bring enough. Sarah D. Stevens, $9.99. She's out of her mind.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Your voice is so soothing. Probably talking about you.
Probably not. I just started journaling, and my question is, what do you write, and do you have any tips?
I'll go first, then you answer, because
Okay,
you do it different.
Another donation.
Christie Lee, $10. My kids, Elsa and Brant, love your videos. We live in the Pacific Northwest, and we're happy that you're exploring our corner of the world. Thank you, Christy.
Their
Say
names
hi
are really
to
similar
them.
to
Yeah,
ours.
that's weird.
Crazy. Journaling tips?
I journal. I usually journal to process my thoughts. It began for me several years ago as a way for me to get everything, all my stress and everything out of my head and onto paper, because you have to slow down to write this. Whereas typing, you can think about your next thought and you're just really quickly typing, but when you write, you have to slow down and think about each word, and that really makes you clear your head. Now I started journaling in the last few years about our memories in the Scamp, because I think it'll be, and it already has been, a huge thing to be able to look back on our memories from where we've been or people we've been with. And it's still, sometimes I use it to vent, but a lot of it is just memory logging. And then my bullet journal is a whole different thing. Yeah. But daily journaling, I think. And how do you do it? You have a different system.
Yeah. I haven't been journaling all that much lately, so I don't know anything about it. But when I am, I just started journaling a couple of years ago, inspired by Elsa, and inspired by the fact that a lot of really fascinating people throughout history have kept journals. And people of today that are kick-ass, like the two things that people generally do if they're movers and shakers or doing cool things is meditate and journal. So I decided I should start doing those things. But something that helped me a lot, I dedicated myself to 1 page a day I think I did it for a few months. And what helps me is having a small journal and giving myself the freedom to write about anything in the world. So I don't have to write about today, I don't have to write about my feelings, I don't have to write about it, but I can write about anything I want. So if there's something that I'm like fixated on, I can dump about that. And generally when I first start, I'll kind of like talk about the things that I've been up to in the last few days, and then it kind of meanders into a more interesting something. Oftentimes I will spin that into a blog post or that kind of thing.
You're such a good writer, and your blog posts are amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aww.
I'm going to swipe back up and find some questions. We missed a million. I'm so Well, it's fine. It's fine. Will you ever upgrade the Scamp? We just talked about that in the end of our last video and in our latest podcast episode. That is not up yet. What
It's
the
not.
heck?
I'll put it up. We can't do it too quick because it's only when we
No,
get
I
it
shouldn't
ready.
have put it in the video yet because
Well,
it
it's
wasn't
all right.
ready. But
Then
the
you're
podcast
forced
has
to listen
been,
to other ones. It's great.
yeah, I have been really so surprised and so grateful at the overwhelming response from the podcast. I had little expectation because I didn't want to be, I was afraid people were going to not like me talking in the podcast. Because Baron, he's really good at speaking, and you have so many good things to say. And it's kind of like, I like to think of it as your podcast because it's a good place for you to dump all your knowledge. $25. I've always wanted to hike the AT. Read AWOL's book. Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson is one of my favorite books.
Cool,
Enjoy. Yeah, I will take note of that. Walk in the Woods.
I often have like different rants or things that I'm learning and stuff.
And thank you, Ignatius, so much.
Ignatius, maybe?
Ignatius.
There's another one.
Sorry, I just went to go take a note of that book and didn't.
Thank you, Kaminsky. And then Nancy Greesh, thank you too.
Nancy, $1.99. You out of your mind. Thank you, Nancy and Ignatius.
But with the podcast, I oftentimes am learning things or like having mental debates or sifting through new information. And most of the time I'll like bounce it off Elsa, but she kind of gets exhausted by it.
Well, you just have so many great things to say all the time. Sometimes I just have to think about what you're saying one at a time.
Yeah. So the podcast has been good for me to just kind of like have a place to dump that.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about doing, and if you guys think this is a good idea, but just like uploading kind of not a rant, but just kind of a thought pattern. So like pick a topic that I'm passionate about and I've been thinking a lot about, and then just kind of like riff on it.
Similar to Sam Harris, yeah?
But not as intelligent.
His are pretty
Yeah.
driven too.
Well, and his are oftentimes like sort of divisively political almost.
Robert and I from Cynthia
Oh.
are in Foco getting ready to pick up our trailer.
Oh, yay!
Robert and Cynthia are the ones who helped us with our trailer. They're amazing. I miss you guys.
Christie wants me to do it, so I'll do it.
Oh, talk in the
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, and if you guys need to or haven't seen, you can check out the podcast at nomad.com/podcast. We have a list of all of them there.
And we have show notes there. So anything we talk about in the podcast, you can go there. And there's a lot of the stuff like delineated out and linked. So.
And they're all so different. They're all really fun, I think. And it's also a continuation of the YouTube videos, which are very cut, and it's an edited story. But it's more like this. It's more like this, but about a topic. And I think that we talk all the time. So recording it is pretty easy.
It's incredible that we've not run out of topics. But
yeah.
Somehow.
How do you plan your podcast topics?
Normally we will come up with a topic. I don't know. I don't know how we come up with a topic. Just kind of things that we've been talking about or thinking about or things that people have suggested.
Yeah, things that it kind of seems like other people want to know that we can't really get out very well in YouTube videos. Something we really need to do is talk about solar.
Yeah.
But it's so complex that we're having a hard time. We've been wanting to do this for so long too, talk about our Goal Zero setup, but it's so complex. Everybody uses... Can
I give them that tidbit?
Okay.
So, just here's high level, and I'm working out how to articulate this in a way that people can like pick it up if you've never worked with it. But amps times volts equals watts. So if you're thinking in the context of watts, then you have both amps and volts accounted for.
Okay.
If you're on in a car on a 12 volt system and you're pulling 1 amp, that's equivalent to 12 watts.
Okay.
If you're in a house and you're pulling 1 amp, that's equivalent to 120 watts because it's a 120 volt system.
And you're still
pulling 1 amp in either context.
My thing is, how do you know what voltage you're pulling?
That's the confusing part. So if you think in the context of watts,
then it's all covered.
Then it's all covered all the time.
So we are trying to make this all make sense to people who have no idea how solar works. It's going to be very hard. So that's why we haven't done it.
Yeah. Do we eat fast
What's
food?
you talking about, Willis? Is what my dad said.
Thank you, Terry. The
kisses from Rhae.
The fastest food we eat is probably Chipotle.
I want to hear you play ukulele more. I also saw somebody say that they saw on my Instagram me play the piano and that they get stuck in the same spot. Yeah.
In the song?
Mm-hmm. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's a really fast part. Go watch my Instagram story if you want to see me play the piano.
How do you finance your journey? Don't we have a number of videos? Oh, we have a podcast on that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, listen to the podcast. It's kind of a long
I mentioned it here and there in YouTube videos, but yeah, the podcast goes over like how we started this and how we make money now. We both work online, social media, graphic design, like web design, all kinds of things. We do a lot of different things. Stickers. My stickers are sold in REI, so I make income off of that.
At first, I was doing a lot of like client work and stuff for web development and all that kind of thing, and like support and advertising. But now we're doing kind of our own things.
Dana Harlan, $4.99. She's out of her mind. Love your videos. Have fun on your AT hike, Elsa. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. Terry Waram, Terry, $20. Enjoy your channel. Thank you. Thank you, Terry.
Are you sticking with the Cubic Mini this winter?
Yes. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I would recommend anybody who has a small rig who wants to get a Cubic Mini to go with the Grizzly. We have the Cub. And if we had the Grizzly, it might be too hot. But we could at least put larger chunks in that could burn through the night longer than the Cub. With the Cub, you are stuck with pieces of wood that are like
teeny tiny,
size of the palm of my hand. I can't believe there is a stove that small that exists because I don't know what it would be good for aside from living in a Scamp trailer. When else would you use it?
The thing is, if you had like a tiny house or whatever, and you had a place with like a bandsaw or some kind of saw that was always set up that you could just easily process wood to the exact size you need, and you had good hardwood like oak available. But the issue with us is we didn't have any of that. So
we're using pine that we chopped with an axe, that you chopped with an axe. But it was still great. But I mean, having a stove that small is not the most practical for most people, I don't think.
Yeah, if we were in any bigger of a space, I think the
Grizzly would for
sure make sense. Even in the Scamp, I feel like.
You're right. It is a Barbie stove.
But I don't know exactly how much bigger the Grizzly is. Like if we put it in the Scamp, if it would be too big.
Mm-hmm. It's been really amazing, though. We plan to spend another winter in the Scamp, in the High Rockies, because people really loved that, and so did we. Oh my gosh, it might have been our favorite season ever. Mm-hmm. So we'll try to nail it down a little bit better so that it's a little easier. Last summer winter we just went into it and still worked. Ilfa, $5. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Your name looks like you are maybe from another country. Ilfa. Thank you so much.
I can't even.
Was it scary to cut a chimney hole in the Scamp?
Yes, Elsa cried.
It was scary because there's no turning back, and I don't know how to work with fiberglass, and You know what? One day I think it would be amazing if we could take out that rat fur carpet on the inside of the Scamp and do a really serious job of insulation.
Mm-hmm.
But the Mylar is really thin. It's the fiberglass outside, fiberglass Mylar, then the rat fur. So it's very thin insulation. It's not meant to be lived in the high Rockies in the winter, but the rat fur is just terrible. So I was thinking it sucked to cut a hole through that for the chimney, but really we can just replace it one day.
I am still working on the book. It's a slow process, though. I need to dive back into it. I haven't been working on it in the last little while. I'll do it.
Will you guys have kids? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Somebody asked if we're worried about retirement.
Are you?
Yes, they said they are. They're 32
okay.
and worried. Not particularly.
I mean,
we've figured out how to live on very little money, and we know how to leverage the internet and have made businesses for ourselves and things like that for over a decade now.
And we're very good at saving money.
Yeah.
And not spending money.
And we're only getting better at all these things, so not particularly worried, no.
It's something to think about.
Yeah.
Like, we won't be able to work forever, but at the same time, I will be still probably working forever in one way or another. Like, creating things, and maybe at that time, it'll be a thing where we still have a strong community of people who would like and enjoy the things that I create. But what if I die before I retire, and I'm wasting all this time thinking about retirement? Then
have you done a
what would I
money
do?
video? No, we've done a money podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out at normal2nomad.com/podcast. I'm gonna grab Kamp because people keep asking.
Crazy Cross, no, $5. Awesome video. Keep them coming. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the feedback. It's so much fun to make YouTube videos. Oh, here he is. He's like, what the heck? Got some drippy eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing a lot of hiking and exploring the nature around Portland, and he has been loving it, huh? We get to go on so many walks.
He hasn't figured out the whole saltwater thing, though. He just drinks it like normal water, and then...
Sweet.
Do you guys snore? If so, who's louder?
Seems like, well, I used to snore, but for some reason I stopped. So, you don't really snore.
No, I sometimes, like, try to yell at things in my sleep.
Yeah, and that is scary.
And then I wake myself up. And...
One of the cutest things is when Kamp barks in his sleep. I love that.
Oh.
He's like, I hate this.
What are your later goals? We'd like to get some land and host retreats and that kind of thing.
I would love to have people come out and learn how to build structures, learn how to farm, learn how to, or just come out and exist in nature, and we provide
He's out of here.
a healing retreat, food, and adventure for you. Would just be so much fun. We've got to find some land first, and that's kind of what we're up to in all of our travels. Going to listen to your money podcast. I don't know if Miss Mary Lou is still here. She was moderating for a while, but she has a live stream after this where she's going to be singing. She's the sweetest singer. She loves tea. She always does such an awesome job being a moderator in these live streams. So thank you if you're still here. Love
Suggestions
you so
for
much.
new YouTubers?
Sailing the Vagabond has been...
No, I think suggestions if they're beginning to be a YouTuber,
Oh, I
believe.
see.
I don't know if that's for sure, but...
I think it's pretty important to be making YouTube videos that are different from other YouTube videos. It's really easy to get kind of caught up in the same editing styles and same formats that other people are doing. That was part of why I left what I was doing in the makeup world, in like the face art stuff, was because the tutorials were becoming, the internet was becoming full of them. So I kind of had to stop. Man, it was so interesting talking to Christie, who is huge makeup YouTuber. I wanted to have her on a podcast, but we were having too much fun. It just didn't work out. But
I have some advice too for any sort of creative pursuit, whether it be writing, podcasting, YouTube, streaming, whatever it is. Be uniquely you and get comfortable being exactly who you really are. And
online.
yeah, and be that person. Because you won't run out of energy doing that. If you're trying to act and be someone that you're not, then eventually you will definitely run out of steam.
That was me.
Yeah.
In my old videos. It's kind of cringy to watch. I think
I don't think it's cringy for
a lot
me
of
to
people
watch,
do put the fake hype on, and then you have to kind of go along with that character for the rest of your YouTube channel, because that's essentially the character. That's good advice.
I posted normaltonomad.com/podcast, but I don't know if we gotta approve that. How do you do that?
I couldn't tell you.
Somebody was asking for a link.
I will have the links in the description after this. You two have a good night. Thanks for all you do. Thank you.
That little drawing that Baron did with the app on Instagram was so cute.
I know!
I should do that more too.
Yeah, Baron is really good at everything.
No, I'm not.
You're good at writing, speaking,
That's about it.
photography. You are such a good photographer.
I'm best at World of Warcraft.
Tracy D's, $5. Love your videos and podcasts. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
My email is baronlink@gmail.com. BARRONLINK@gmail.com.
Christie has recently talked about the burnout in the makeup realm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's real. What I was leading to earlier with mentioning her was that she does product reviews and stuff, and she still is able to keep her content interesting and new. But I just couldn't, with the tutorials, it was like what everybody was doing. So I think the perk of her channel is that she is so authentic. I think that really keeps people coming back to a YouTube channel, is when they can really trust the people that they're watching. Yeah.
Yeah, she is raw. And she's exactly who she is. And I love that about her. She's hysterical.
Yeah, in real life.
Like, we
And
laughed
on the
harder
internet.
than we have
I
laughed
know.
in a minute. And it was fun because we could all be totally ourselves around them.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a minute to warm up and see, okay, are they going to be one way or another? And then 10 minutes in, it was all conversation was had. It was perfect.
But I mean, we knew that from
Yeah.
when we met her first, but it just had been so long
But
since
that was
we've
such
seen
an
her.
artificial
Yeah, at the Nick's
scene.
Face Awards.
And that was my first time being around any of that. So I didn't, yeah. But
You know what we had the idea of doing? It would be a very spicy video. But talking about the Nick's Face Awards and the experience would be very interesting. Anyway, let's stop talking about makeup.
we could talk about makeup. I don't know.
I do miss it though. I miss body painting. That was a fun art form. You should do it, she said. Yeah,
Not
you.
me.
Lauren Sky Sela, $20. The way your content makes my heart happy is priceless. Thanks for sharing what you create. It's inspiring.
Oh.
Thank you, Lauren.
I thought in the latest video, when we were driving over the bridge and stuff, that footage was just gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I didn't shoot it, so I can say this.
Well,
but that was amazing. When I was watching it on the video, it blew my mind.
it took me a long time to get the music right for that. I use that song all the time, but that was such an epic moment of going over that bridge with the Scamp, being next to the ocean with the Scamp for the first time. So I had to. I tried really hard to make that a.
Well, it worked. That was
Big part of the video, so that when I go back and watch it later, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember how impactful that was. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. It was amazing. Hiking the AT, let me know when you get to Maine. I'm not hiking the whole AT, just 4 days in the Smoky Mountains. I'll be gone for a week though. That would be hilarious if Baron did his own live stream when I'm gone.
I will.
Will you?
Well, that's the thing though. I would like to start streaming on Twitch. but I want to like appeal to the YouTube people too. So maybe I would like start it on I like have my iPad up and start it on YouTube as well while I'm streaming on Twitch, just so
Yeah.
that like people can trickle in.
Yeah, because when my favorite creators leave YouTube and go to Twitch, I don't know how to find them, and it also just bums me out because the this audience like we're all here on YouTube, so then to take
Yeah.
you and go to a different platform is kind of sad. So
But
putting them together would
but
be a smart
Twitch,
thing.
as far as a live stream viewing platform goes, it's I think it's favorable. You know, like how the chat works and everything. Like it just lends itself better to
Yeah,
that.
for sure. And
YouTube over time has kind of hijacked a lot of the things that Twitch had honed in, but
um, I like this question. Would you ever change the name of this channel since it isn't just Elsa anymore? And it's an interesting idea. I think if we did, it would be normal to nomad, because that I think is the barren side of this and the nomad kind of side of this.
and I changed my site. My site was baronlink.com and blink.com and several other things, but I switched it all to normal to nomad because I would like it to be more than just me, you know.
But for the YouTube channel, I think YouTube making videos is my and has been through grade school, high school, college, my art form. So it's kind of my way of expressing myself. It's not so much about, it's hugely about the Scamp and our lifestyle in the Scamp, but it's a way for me to, it's like body painting, but it's YouTube videos. So it's changed with me as I've changed over the last many, many years since YouTube began. Oh my God. 10 points for you if you can find my old YouTube channel and watch all the videos there. But yeah, I don't know that it would I like it in 10 years maybe I'll be making YouTube videos about my professional baking company. Be free workshops. Oh, I see. Thank you, Baron Elsa. B.E.free.
Oh my gosh, it's genius.
Aw. I like
You guys
that.
cuss?
Yes.
Just not. We try not to on YouTube, just because sometimes kids are watching and stuff,
And
it doesn't like necessarily serve us, but it's. I don't know. I feel like language is easier if you can cuss on occasion. It helps me think.
but one time it was when I was going to the national park. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, I was thinking of when you went to Rachel's class, your
Oh.
sister.
Yeah, what did I say?
You got in there and they were all cooking a bunch of different types of food and stuff, and they had all made all their deals, and you were like, "Holy shit!" Like just first thing she said in a high school baking class.
Whoops.
Something
I was
like that.
thinking about the we were going to one of the national parks and getting coffee super early in the morning, and my card, I did something like I tried to put it in the chip and they didn't have a chip reader, and for some reason I just thought about it a lot, but my response to that was fuck. Why? I don't need to be talking like that at 5 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, crap. It's nice because my toddler loves watching your videos with me.
See, well,
Okay, we're done
sorry.
with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. Ugh, this is fun. Downloading Twitch. Are you going to do that link after this?
Yeah, so after this, I'm going to be playing a little bit of World of Warcraft. And I have a Discord server set up. So if any of you guys want to hop on the Discord server and geek out with me, we can talk. We don't have to talk about World of Warcraft. We can talk about anything.
So are you going to invite people to, like, your world to play with you?
Yeah, on the server, I would love that. I'm playing on Cromcrush, something like that. Comcrush, I don't know. It's something to do with that. And my name is QZ, just QZ. It always has.
You still have the same name?
Yeah, I got the 2-letter name.
How?
Because they just started all the new servers on Classic.
So you got to log in with your old name?
I started a new character and got QZ.
How?
Because
You got in so early that you got QZ?
yeah, because it just re-released like a few days ago.
Oh, you are a nerd.
Ooh, got it. But I'm playing a hunter. I'll probably, I don't know. I would love to stream it and like have this sort of conversation and banter, but also be playing World of Warcraft.
I can't believe you got QZ twice.
Yeah. Well,
That's
it's kind of a weird name, so.
So you can do any letter combination, like LH.
Yeah.
So, and QZ are the two least used
Yeah.
letters. So,
And it
okay.
looks super cool together, is why. And like it sounds cool, and it's just 2 letters.
All right.
All right.
Elsa, how are your gaming skills?
They all right. You're good when you play, but
You
you
know,
don't
I
like
like
to play that much.
puzzle games, like Portal, Zelda.
How do I can't link URLs?
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it has to be me, or maybe you're supposed to be a mod. We'll have to put it in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes or the description here. The Discord server.
We almost got a Nintendo Switch one day. Oh, it was the last time we did the live stream. The last time we did a live stream was a day that we were going to just camp at Walmart. We had to wait in Bozeman, I think, for a day. We were going to go camp at Walmart, just go inside and buy a Nintendo Switch and just sleep at Walmart and play it all night. But instead, we got an Airbnb and did a live stream, which ended up being quite a bit more productive. But that'd be a good option. Baron, what's your Twitch? Christie says. Zach wants to know.
It's normal, the number 2 nomad.
Good question, Christie. Keep them
Yes.
coming.
I'm linking so if you guys are familiar with how Discord works, the next thing I'm posting is the like join code. So that FA6SPC9 is the Discord server, so you can join there. And I have like a Nomad Rigs channel and stuff, so we can talk about anything as far as that goes. Eric.
My brother said the only Elsa gaming memory I have is you face planting into the Pokemon Monopoly board. Well, it was...
That's awesome. You were pretty good at Tomb Raider. Elsa was playing, so one of the newer Tomb Raider games is pretty, yeah, I feel you, Kristen. It's pretty intense. And she had sound canceling headphones on, and she was like right up in the screen, and I could just hear her breathing, like mouth breathing as she played.
Me?
Yeah.
I was laughing at her comment. Oh, I was playing Tomb Raider?
Yeah. As you were playing, you were just like mouth breathing.
That was intense. I
was so
hate games
funny.
with bosses. I just like the puzzles, but Tomb Raider is pretty okay. And I like to do quests where I go gather things. I think that's really fun. Let's see where
Animal
we
Crossing was a great game. I used to play that. Bradley Long.
Bradley Long, $5. Love y'all. Just bought a used teardrop with my partner and plan on traveling all over soon. Your inspiration and dedication is contagious. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Send us photos of your teardrop.
Teardrops are awesome.
Yeah. We would love to do a meet and greet. That's something we just haven't quite figured out where we would
Yeah,
do
we
it.
wanted to do it in Portland. We talked about it actually in the last live stream a little bit, and we ended up talking about something else, so I didn't get any info or help on it. But I don't know what we would do at a live stream.
Or at a meetup. And how
At a
many
meetup.
people would show up depending on where we are.
Because I don't think it would be fun if we stand there and have, like, if it's more than 20 people, a line of people trying to come up and talk to us. That would suck, right?
Yes, Cynthia, it's live now. That's funny. But I think it would be cool to have kind of like a camping.
A picnic. I thought of
Yeah,
that too. Yeah, that would be fun. Everybody bring a little treat, but
it would be cool to have the Scamp there. Like, I feel like that would be almost necessary, because then we have a lot to talk about with that.
and it would be sweet too if it were something where other people would then get to talk to one another, so it's not just a we can all be hanging out together type of thing. And a picnic is a cool way to do that, but how the heck do we orchestrate that? And how do we know how many people are planning on coming?
Yeah.
And what do we do? What do we...
Great questions. All great questions.
Do we stand up and, like, do we talk to people? Or is it, like, one-on-one where we go to each person, like at a wedding, where we say, what's up, thanks for being here? That would suck, right?
I feel like if we had, like, a slackline set up and a frisbee and, like, maybe cornhole, some games and, like, stuff to do, so it's not just... So that we can just kind of chill rather than it being so... I don't know.
Hence why I've never done a meet and greet.
Yeah,
Christie,
exactly.
I wish you were just here in person.
Yeah, and you should do a meet and greet first. And then,
yeah, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everybody would go to Christie's. Christie has over 700,000 subscribers on YouTube, so she would have a whole, what would you do?
That weird FA6 code is a, for a Discord server. It's like a voice chat server, so that you guys can join and we can geek out on whatever after this. So that's the join code for Discord. How does your sister feel about your lifestyle?
That's a good question. Rachel, my sister, my brother Eric, who commented that rude comment earlier, I think Rachel loves it. She ended up moving to the Pacific Northwest, I think, because she was just inspired to travel herself. She came out to visit us a lot of times, and
she's always been one of our favorite people to have out.
Yeah, she's easy because she knows me really well, so she knows when I'm becoming irritable. She steps back and she takes care of herself too, which is cool. She's really great.
And she always brings loads of puppy chow, which is my favorite thing
Oh
in
yes,
the world.
she was a baking teacher for how many years? And now she's a culinary teacher, so she is just the best with food.
Top 5 states.
And that isn't to say that my brother Eric doesn't like this, but he has not visited the Scamp.
Yeah, which is fine. We still love you, Eric. But it'd be cool if we could hang out.
Top 5 states. Colorado.
Bliss, Flow. Oh, sorry. Top 5 states.
That was really good. Oh my gosh. This is derailment. We were out on paddleboards, actually with Christie just a couple weeks ago. There were these two guys, three, who were probably in college, and the younger one was maybe high school or early
he was
college.
Still 20s.
So it was Baron and I on one paddleboard, Christie and Zach on the other, and Kamp was on the front of our paddleboard. He was taking his water gun and shooting at us like just a childish, very childish little boy.
And kind of like giggling to himself.
And we're all just floating down the river, and he just thinks
weird.
it's so funny. And I don't know what to say. I'd had a little bit of an edible. It's legal here. So I didn't know, I didn't know how to use my words. So Baron is behind, and it was the funniest burn I've ever heard in my life. Well,
So there were 3 guys. One of them was the younger guy, and like one of the older guys started talking to me, and he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Pretty good. How old's your son?" Talking about the other friend that was with him.
Oh, and he just shut up quick.
The guy's face got all red.
Didn't squirt us again, and then the 2 older ones were kind of like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." But it was
pretty good.
the kindest burn ever. It was so funny. LOL, didn't know how to use my words. Yeah,
Yeah,
good thing Baron handled it. I don't know what I would have, just let him keep squirting me or what. But Baron didn't get aggressive or mad at all. He's just such a kind way of being rude to someone.
I don't know that was rude.
Well, they were being rude.
That was
anyway.
pretty funny.
Our 5 states,
Oh, yeah.
favorite states: Colorado, Oregon. So far, I mean, we haven't in this area. We haven't. I'd say all the states we've just been through are our favorites. Montana was cool. Idaho was cool. Washington was cool.
Your 5 favorites, though? I feel like Hawaii would be up there.
We've never
Does
been
Puerto
to
Rico
Hawaii.
count as a state?
That's what I was gonna ask, but we've never been to Hawaii.
Puerto Rico should be a state, and it counts. So I'm gonna say that.
Utah.
Colorado's for sure.
Utah's geography is really cool.
Yeah, so is Arkansas's. I don't know that it's one of my favorite states, but Arkansas's geography is beautiful.
Hawaii, we should go.
Yeah. Colorado, though, I think is my favorite.
Hey, and yeah, when we go to the Appalachian Trail, that might be a new favorite.
Yeah. Oregon, though, it feels a lot like Colorado. I like Oregon a lot so far, culturally and geographically. California, I don't know. It's kind of, there's so many people there now that I feel like if it were 100 years ago, it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it's so busy that it's.
I'm not interested in California, unfortunately. I appreciate all the people who are.
Florida is cool, and they have a resident superhero.
Florida man?
Florida man.
I don't know that Florida is on the top of my list.
The Everglades, going down to the Everglades was one of the coolest things I ever did as a kid.
We drove through New Mexico, but didn't spend any time there. I think New Mexico would be really cool. I like
Your
the
son was in my
Southwestern.
guild in WoW. I'm sorry, this is important. Is that for real? Was it Dynasty? Was that the guild he was in, or which one was it?
You're so nerdy.
If you played with QZ back in the day, I'm sorry, but it's fun. This is like it could be
Yeah,
a
it's
friend
great.
from 10 years ago. It's not that great though, from the look on your face. Sorry. Where were we?
Favorite states, but we've been to a lot of states this year.
I don't know they have any least favorite states.
I want to say Iowa. Iowa's got all my family, extended family. I've just spent a lot
Which
of time
is
there.
great. But Iowa, like, as a...
They've got the ice cream capital of the world.
Yeah, which is neat.
You know where? I was born in Nebraska, and I'd say Nebraska competes for my least favorite state.
I played paintball a bunch in Nebraska. I didn't mind it. I don't think Nebraska or Iowa are bad. They're just, like, not super fun.
Well, you know what? Honestly, Kansas is probably the worst state. Except for Kansas City is cool, but the state of Kansas, if you drive through the state of Kansas, and I can say this because I'm from Kansas, it's the worst drive you'll ever drive in your life.
Pretty boring. I don't know that it's the worst drive. At least it's not packed with people.
Kansas is very slow motion, too. It'll probably be the last state to ever legalize marijuana. It was the last state to legalize alcohol. Not to bag on at all the people in Kansas. It's just kind of the state is... So I've had more fun in other states. Terry Bar 999, have to put a plug in for beautiful Palm Springs, California. Love you guys.
Palm Springs, I've heard good things about. I've never been there though.
California has, I think, its gems, just like every state.
Thank you for the donation, Terry.
$9.99. She's out of her mind.
Wisconsin's pretty cool. I've spent a little bit of time in Wisconsin. Lots of big lakes and fish. And
Northeast, I just am so unfamiliar with. I don't know what all is up there because I've never been up there, so I've spent very little time there. Is Wisconsin considered part of the Northeast?
I mean, it is. I don't know if what they call it, but oh, my butt hurts.
Texas to Colorado is the worst drive. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Texans in Colorado.
Yeah. Never been to the East Coast. I've spent very little time on the East Coast. I've been to, like, Florida, and that's
South Carolina, I've been. That's really great.
Oh yeah, me too. South Carolina's
It's interesting how there's so much Southern culture in South Carolina, which doesn't feel like it's very South. I love that. Cheese capital, North Central. Did we have something else in our title? Oh, Pacific Northwest update.
Favorite state to be in the winter? Probably Colorado.
Colorado is a dry cold.
Or Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico is not cold.
But
it's really bearable being up in the high Rockies in Colorado because the cold is so dry. So the snow melts really quickly because the sun is so bright, and it's very sunny. It's a beautiful place.
If any of you have places around Portland that are good camping places, email them to me or send them somehow, because when Elsa goes to the AT, I will be solo camping and need a place around Portland so I can pick her up. Yes, we like rock climbing. We haven't been in a minute though. It's one of our favorite activities, both of us.
Portland has been so cool. It's been really cool to get to explore the city. We're staying at a friend's guest house, and Scamp is parked outside, and it's just so cool to get to see what Portland is and has to offer. It's amazing. If any of you have any suggestions, even for the city, let us know. Maybe leave them in the comments of this video because we can see those later.
Have we thought about going to Alaska? Yes.
Yes. My friend Practical Paradise, she's usually in the live streams, Lindsay, she is hosting a van gathering 2020 next year in Alaska, and we are considering going out for it, but even if not, that is something that everybody should check out. Van Gathering or Van Life Gathering 2020. She made the poster herself. She's just such an awesome girl. And it's
I would
so
love
cool
to
she's
go to
doing
Alaska.
that. Me too, especially in the summer. It would be insane to be there with the days being so long.
Yeah. It would be quite a haul, though.
And it's just, that would be unbelievable views. It would be amazing to go through Canada. Would love to spend some time in Canada. Yeah.
Cool.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah. Do you guys have any quick questions or anything, or?
Yeah, we can, seems
I'll-
like we usually wrap up with a few questions.
I'll link the Discord code again, and I'll be on that server after this, so if you guys want to geek, we can.
Oh boy, I love live streams. I appreciate everybody who's donated, everybody who's commented. I'm sorry that we can't get to all the comments all the time, but it's just cool to be able to, that YouTube offers this so we can sit here and talk to you guys as if we're talking in real life. Oh, there it is.
There's the Discord link. So if you want to join the Discord, it's that FA6SPC9.
Someone said, what's your biggest fear? And I think that's a good question to maybe end on. What's your biggest fear?
I think losing my freedom.
Why?
Why? I don't know why, but it's just something that I wouldn't want to do. I really like having autonomy and like being able to do whatever I want to do.
Yes.
Losing that would be pretty miserable, but I think I could deal with it. It would just suck. What's yours?
I think one of my biggest fears is drowning, which is interesting, or suffocating.
It's especially interesting because you have dreams all the time where you can breathe underwater.
I know, that's my recurring dream is breathing underwater. It's amazing. Can I just say too, this will wrap up the video. I had a dream last night that I was on a FaceTime call with Jenna Marbles and Julian. We were working on a Spanish project together. Oh, it was so cool. It was we just hit it off like it was nothing. And my alarm went off. I was going to go on a run really early this morning, but I canceled it because I was like, I gotta get back to Jenna. So, okay, that's it. That's not my fear, but that was amazing. And that's it. We'll end it here. Thank you, everybody. This has been amazing.
I'll see you on Discord if you want to do that.
Yeah, and we'll have a video up soon about everything, the cool time we've been having in the city. Because it's a really different vibe for us now than it is out in the Scamp. But when my family gets here this week, it's going to be so much fun, and I'll show you what that's like next week. If you want.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.